What it do, YouTube? This is Luck of the Luck and Chuck. I'm here with a deck profile from our very own sponsored player, Blake Dotrieve. How you feeling, Blake?
I'm feeling good. I went X2 at the biggest, as what I'm told is the biggest Texas regional ever. It was about like 550-ish people or something like that. So we had 10 rounds. We started late, which that kind of sucked. But other than that, the event ran really smooth. And 10 rounds of Swiss, so that was a lot.
Whew, so you did a day one and a day two all in one day?
Basically, it was like a mini YCS.
That's crazy, that's crazy. And you went X2 with...
I'm obviously playing my deck, playing my hero deck.
This man never changes,
That's
I love
right.
it. All right, you want to hop right into it?
Absolutely.
All
So
right.
I'll start with the monsters.
For sure, for sure.
So I'm playing for Elemental Heroes. I'm playing the standard lineup here of 3 Stratos, 2 Shadow Mist, 1 Honest, 1 Liquid. Some people cut Honest, but I really like him as a level 6 or higher hero for DPE. And some people play 2 Stratos. I like 3, especially post Wake Up, because that's like going to be the whole point of this video, is like the fact of how much Wake Up changed the deck. And sometimes I'll use 3 in a combo. I'll summon 1 off of Hero Lives, normal summon 1, then summon 1 off of Wake Up. Use 3 Stratos in 1 combo. So that's pretty cool. So it just... 3 Stratos is just important as well because now it's the definitive like best normal summon in the deck. There was an argument for Vion before, but now Stratos with post Wake Up's just the best normal summon. And that's it for the Elemental Heroes. For Vision, standard for me lineup, double Ferris. A triple Ferris, double Increase, double Vion. This is pretty standard for me. Some people play 1 Increase, but like especially right now with the amount of deck destruction in the format, Kashtira can do it, Runic can do it and stuff like that. You really want to keep 1 in your deck, and I value the 1 increase staying in my deck versus drawing it. Just like I'd rather have it than like another flex spot in my deck somehow. That's it for the Vision Heroes. And Destiny Heroes, also pretty standard, playing the Denier and Double Mally. And the cool thing that I'm playing is I'm playing 2 Plasma. So this was probably the best, deck building decision that I made. This is not my idea though. Shout out to Michael Bowden in the group. He basically put people on double Plasma. And the reasoning is that the end board is Plasma plus DPE plus the new Wake Up guy. So you can summon 1 if you get nibbed. That didn't happen to me at all in 10 rounds. But
10 rounds you never got nibbed.
I got nibbed once, but it didn't matter. I had game anyway, because I was going second. The deck plays around nib pretty well now, especially if you play the double Plasma. But like the same thing with the Increase, with like deck destruction being around the format, and like they out the first one, you summon the second one, they're like, you play a second Plasma? Yeah, like it comes up a decent bit, and the fact that he's like a half of DPE as well, you can fuse him away if you draw him and not have to worry too much about it because you have another one in your deck.
Sounds logical.
And then that's it for the heroes, and the last hand traps is Ashe. Every time I drew this, I was really happy it was Ashe, so I probably wouldn't change that. It's good against traps, good against monsters, good against combo decks, just good all around. And that's it for the monsters. Spells, Hero Lives. Post Wake Up, this might be better than Fusion Destiny. This card is really, really insane now with the new Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. And then we have triple Fusion Destiny, of course. This card was like the best card in the deck, but now Heroes might be, I'm not sure, but Fusion Destiny is really cool like now that it's like an additional layer to the deck where you used to always like just activate it and summon DP with it, but now that conflicts with Wake Up because Wake Up's a light hero, so you do your entire combo without activating Fusion Destiny. So if they nib you and you don't, and let's say you don't have the board of Plasma Wake Up DPE, you have this as like an additional layer, which is really cool.
Solid.
And then next we have the mass change. Some people are cutting this like 2 or 1 because of cash. I don't think that's a good idea because the format's extremely wide. I think I played against, in 10 rounds, I think I played against 7 different decks because I think I played against 6 or 7 different decks, and Darklaw was good against pretty much half of them. So I would definitely still recommend keeping 3 mass change in your deck. And that's it for the 3 ofs. Next, we have the 1 Rhoda for consistency, 1 Miracle. This is like really important now. post wake up because you grab Miracle off of Sunrise, and Sunrise is, you have to use Sunrise to make wake up because it requires a fusion monster. So that's why Miracle is really important now. Like, I will go Chainlink 2 Liquid Soldier, Chainlink 1 Sunrise now, to make sure that this resolves. So if they ash Liquid Soldier, it's fine as long as I grab Miracle. Where before you would do the opposite, where you don't really care if you grab Miracle, but you want to see it in new cards. So you kind of can do it the opposite way now. And then the double poly. Some people play 1. I'll never play the deck without 2. You need 1 for turn 1. You need 1 for turn 3. So. And then that's it for like the engine stuff, like spells and stuff. Next is for like the flex spots. I decided to go with a thrust package. So here are the thrust targets. So obviously thrust, I can only fit 2. I wish I could fit 3, but 2 felt like a really good amount, so that's thrust. You should kind of know what that does. You can grab tactics off of thrust, obviously. This one's like really good whenever like you go first and they put a monster on the board. Like, you can just talents, look at their hand and take something, like take the kaijus or take the Nibiru or anything if you can get to that point, if they put a monster on board. Also, Thrust can grab like any of like these cards. Like, you can grab Fusion Destiny or Hero Lives as well, or like Rhoda if you need, or Polymerization if you get stopped.
Which is a lot more versatile in your deck.
Right, than like other decks, because like it makes the deck like work really well together, because you're always missing that one piece, and Thrust can just grab it for you instead of having to pros 6 to try to grab it. So Talents was pretty good for me. We'll just do the obvious ones. I played Imperm because I wanted something I could set off of Thrust if I started, and I wanted something really generic. So if they Thrust, I wanted something to set, because without Imperm I wouldn't be able to play anything. And Harpies for back row decks, there's Trap Tricks, there's Labyrinth, and I just wanted an option. And here was the tech. I played Herald the Abyss.
That's spicy, that's spicy.
Yeah, so one of the problems I was having with Thrust was the fact that in my deck specifically, most of my spells that I activate besides Rhoda put a monster on board. So if I started with the Hero Lives, I force the Arise Heart effect because it's mandatory, I can't grab Imperm and Imperm it because I have a monster on board. So I needed something that would work. I was thinking about the Psychic Eraser Laser because I think that card's really cool, but this card's strictly better because this card also bypasses Lance because it affects the player and not the monster. So you can just use this on Arise. This will always out the Arise Heart, which is really important because Macrocosmos is surprisingly really good against this deck. That's it for the main deck. We'll go on to the extra tokens and Field Center. And then, so first off, Destiny Hero Fusions, playing 2 DPE. No Dangerous, with Cashier running around the format, like, it's just kind of hard to, on the extra deck, like, you really need to pick your slots wisely, and I think DPE is so important into the deck that I'd just rather play 2 and then they banish 1 if that's the case. And sometimes, honestly, I summon 2 sometimes. I had one match where he activated evenly. My only board was DPE Darklaw. I'm like, sure, just banish my DPE, that's fine. And I just summoned 1 again next turn because I had a second one. I had a second copy.
Nice.
And that's Destiny Heroes. Elemental Heroes, playing 2 Sunrise, 1 Ab-Z. This is because like you use 1 for your first turn combo with Wake Up, and then you want the second one to be able to make the Ab-Z and stuff. So I like 2 a lot. 2 came up for me a good bit, and I thought that was pretty strong. And the last Elemental Hero is the one that just came out that makes the deck like, I think this makes the deck like pretty insane. It's Wake Up, your Elemental Hero. So for people who don't know what he does, he gains 300 attack for each materials you use. He gains attacks equal to the number of fusion monsters you use. So like if I Miracle away these 3, he'd get 3 attacks. Also, when he destroys a monster by battle, when he attacks a monster, at the end of damage calc, it destroys the monster and they burn for that much attack. So like sometimes it's just game. And then the last thing, which is like I think the most important effect, is that when he's destroyed, you summon any warrior from your deck.
Any warrior?
Any warrior. So there's plenty of targets for it, but basically it makes it so that the Stratos combo of Stratos any hero is you can make either it's a 2-card combo. Stratos any hero makes Darklaw DPE. It can make DPE Plasma. It can make Dark Angel, DPE. It'll always be DPE, but you get to choose the other thing, and that's off of Stratos any hero monster. So that's really cool because you just go DPE, pop the wake up, chain link 1 wake up, chain link 2 DP, and then wake up summons anything from your deck. So it just kind of brings the whole deck together. The deck really needed like an extra deck slot that kind of like acts like a hero lives. So this, I couldn't have asked for a better card, honestly. And next for Mass Heroes, standard, been playing these. Some people are down to 1 Dark Law. Again, with how wide the format is, I don't think 1 Dark Law is enough. You really want you want to be able to set up the play like against Dinosaur or anything like you play against that deck's really popular. You want to set up the double Dark Law play because they might impermanent or something. So I still value the 2. I think it's better than playing like Dangerous or something. I just value the 2nd Dark Law. That's it for the fusions. Xyz monsters. The only thing that changed is I'm playing a 2nd Wonder Driver. So your turn 1 play will always use one of these. And then turn 3, you want to summon another Wonder Driver so you can grab your Miracle Fusion back. I just think that's pretty important. And then always 2 Cross Crusader. And that's it for the extra. Lastly, the side deck. So for monsters, I decided to play the 1 Dark Angel on the side instead of the main. I might, in hindsight, the matchups that I played against, Dark Angel would have been good pretty much against like all of them. So I probably, except for Dinosaur, I played Dinosaur round 3. I would have been pretty safe summoning Dark Angel going first every time that I started. But I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just valued having the extra deck space instead. So I decided to side it instead. I played 1 Perfect Ace. This is the cool tech that I played. Basically, the end board is, like I said earlier, you end on, or you try to end on this, plus this. So you keep 1 Malicious Engrave in the combo. So this is what you try to end on. If they go end of main phase, you can go DPE, same thing, pop this. This gets tributed for a token. And then you go effects, you go your Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and then you summon out the Stratos from your deck, the last one left, depending on the combo. And then that will grab the 2nd Plasma, and then you'll banish summon Malicious from your deck because you always leave it live. And you tribute 3, you summon Plasma, take their Nib, and then DPE comes back, and that was through Nibiru. But so the reason for Perfect Ace is the fact of when you end on this and you like pass the end of main phase check, which is like always scary for this deck. Like most people would like agree that it gets cooked by Nib, but not really anymore because like you still end on Plasma even through Nibiru now. But if you pass the end of main phase check, this is still your end board. So you go DPE, pop the wake up on your and pop 1 of their cards on their turn, and then a wake up effect will summon Perfect Ace from your deck. Now you have an additional layer of interruption for basically for free. He's an Omni Negate. Yeah, he's an Omni Negate on your opponent's turn by pitching a card. And this deck kind of like sometimes draws like just a bunch of hero monsters, and like now you can like pitch them and do cool stuff with them. So that's why I decided to play Perfect Ace. It was really good for me.
Did you happen to like whenever you would go off the play and they go to their turn and they go like enter main into battle, did you happen to summon Perfect Ace against that scenario a lot?
Oh yeah. It was also like really good against it. Obviously negates evenly. So like if they try to go battle phase, I summon Perfect Ace for my deck. It can also negate evenly. That's right. And then which is really cool. But even if they're bluffing, like obviously they don't know I'm playing this.
Right.
But even if they did and they know that I'm bluffing, if they go to battle phase and they don't kill me, I can probably deal like 10k damage on the crack bag, which is really cool. So as long as like as long as I don't die, turn 2, then I'm usually chilling because like I set up my turns to really beat my opponent in next turn. Alright. That's it for the monsters in the side deck. For spells, I decided to play these 9. Droplet and Cosmic were the best cards by far. I played like 3 to 4 Runic decks, and this card was so good every single time. Droplet was really good against everything that wasn't Kashtira, and like I said, I played like 6 or 7 different decks, so only 2 rounds this card didn't make it in. And then Book of Eclipse was the worst card in my side deck. It was good in theory. if they did go for like the 3-zone, 5-zone lock, but I never drew it at times. I only drew it once, and it was really bad because it didn't do what I wanted it to do. If it was Chalice, it would have been a lot better.
But you still have to side it just in case, right?
Just in case.
Makes sense.
And then for traps, I played Triple Rivalry and D-Barrier. It's still pretty important. Like Rivalry, you can still, especially because no one's playing Droplet, you can still Rivalry your opponent and give them Dark Angel, and that's really hard for them to out. And then also Kaijus are running around, Lava Golems running around, stuff like that. So if you just preemptively flip Rivalry before their main phase, they can't give you a Kaiju or anything, or Lava Golem. So like, it's really good to protect your board too. So that's why I decided that. And then I played the 1 D-Barrier. D-Barrier, I'm only playing 1 because you can set off a Thrust. And the side deck was kind of tight for me. So one thing I would do is that, like, you know, if they Ash me or whatever, Thrust, and now, okay, cool, I'm going to play through your Ash Boss, and now you got to play through a D-Barrier. So that was pretty cool. I did that once or twice. And then also, it's cool against, like, Brandon, because if they go, like, the Expulsion thing, which happened once, and they tribute off the fusion, they generally will summon a Luber. They will give me the Gimmick Puppet. They'll activate a Luber effect to search. I can then Thrust for D-Barrier, search D-Barrier, set it, and they can't kill me, and that's how I play through the Gimmick Puppet log. And then that's the deck.
All right. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, you said you had like 10 rounds and you only lost twice. What were your 2 losses?
My 2 losses were round 1 to Branded. I bricked. I couldn't get... Turn 1, I normal summoned Stratos, and that was it because it got stopped, and that I couldn't break it because my hand was a bunch of normal summons. And then game 2, I set 2 spells and traps and passed. That obviously wasn't good enough. And then I also lost to Adventure Sprite. I lost the roll. Game 1 he wins because his board's too good. Game 2 I win because my board's too good. And then game 3 he eradicated me for like 4 cards. So I couldn't win that one.
That's insane. Yeah, no, this is pretty rough.
Yep.
Okay, so then out of that, what would you say like were your hardest matchups throughout the day?
My hardest matchup that well, it would definitely be Adventure Sprite because I lost that matchup. But the hardest matchup that I won was my second round Naturia opponent. That was my only game 3 in which I started game 3. So that's the only time I summoned Perfect Ace, but that was my only game 3.
Okay. That's what's up. Well, anything else you wanted to add?
No. I mean, it's the deck's like really good right now. I'm of course I'm always gonna play this deck no matter the format. The format's so wide that like it's hard to side for, but like the deck's still good because people might not see it coming.
All right, way to be a true hero player, Blake.
Exactly.
All right, well, appreciate the deck profile, man. Always good. Always good to have you on the channel.
Of course.
Any shout outs you'd like to do?
Sure. Shout out to Luck and Chuck, my now sponsors, allowing me to like play cards like this and not have to pay for them. Shout out to Travis for helping me with like some of the thrust targets and stuff like that. And like he told me to put the imperm. Like, yeah, I should have known that. And then shout out to my girlfriend for coming with me, and then shout out to everyone from Lafayette. They all did pretty well.
It's precious. All right, that's well. Thank you again, Blake. Thanks for being here. I'm sure we'll see you again.
Of course.